Hi guys, and welcome to my tutorial. So let's get right into it. First we're gonna start off with the e.l.f. brow pencil in the color taupe, and I'm just gonna fill out my brows with them. Then I'm just gonna continue to do my eyebrows off camera, and I'll be right back with my completed eyebrows. Next, I'm going to be prepping my eyelids with the NYX eyeshadow base in the shade 03, and the brush I'm using is a BH Cosmetics brush 102. Next, after that, I'm going to be taking the NYX Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder in the shade Translucent, and I'm just going to be setting my eyelids with the BH Cosmetics brush that doesn't have a number on it. For my eyeshadow look, I'm going to be using the NYX In Your Element Fire palette, and the first color I'm going to be taking is the shade number 4. And I'm going to be taking it on my Morphe E23 brush, and I'm going to be placing it into my crease. Next, I'm going to be taking the shade number 7, and I'm going to be taking it on my Morphe M441, and I'm just going to be putting that into the crease. Make sure to keep blending this color out because reds are very hard to blend out, so just take your time on blending. I'll be taking the color number 10, and that will be on my Morphe M433, and I'm just going to put that on the outer and inner corners of my eyes to give that halo eye effect. Now, taking an e.l.f. eye crease brush, I'm going to take the same color and try to build up the intensity of the color that I just used in the inner and outer part of my eyes. Next, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory with a Real Techniques accent brush, and I'm just going to be cutting out where I'm going to be putting the shimmer in the middle of the eye. I'm going to be setting that concealer with the same NYX Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder, but with a BH Cosmetics 103 brush. After setting it, I'm going to take the NYX glitter primer and start putting it where I put the concealer so that way the glitter would stick better. Then I'm going to be taking the shade number 12 from the same palette and I'm going to be placing it where I put the shimmer on. I'm going to be taking the shade number 6 and just putting that in the center of that number 12 color just to give it more intensity. Then I'm just going to go back in with that same e.l.f. brush and blend all the edges out to make it seamless. For my two primers, I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Lit From Within Makeup Base and the MAC Strobe Cream and just mixing it together. I'm just going to be taking the e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush and using it to blend out the two primers all over my face. For my foundation, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in this shade Shell Ivory. And I'm just going to be apply that over my face. And for my second foundation, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal True Lumi Cushion Foundation in the shade W4. And I'm going to be taking that on my Morphe G10 brush. And I'm just going to be blending that all over the face. Then I decided that the position I was in recording this video wasn't good enough, so then I decided to move. That's why you see a different angle. For concealer, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory, and I'm just going to be placing that on my nose, the sides of my nose, and under my eyes. I'm going to be blending that out with the Morphe E8. After blending out my concealer, I'm going to take the e.l.f. blush brush and my Wet n Wild Photo Focus pressed powder in the shade Warm Light, and I'm going to set under my eyes with it. After setting my under eyes with that powder, I'm now going to switch over to the e.l.f. 101 brush, and I'm just going to use the same powder and set my whole entire face with it. Then after that, I'm going to be taking the shade 4 and 7 on the same e.l.f. eye crease brush, and I'm going to be running that underneath my eyes. Then I'm going to be taking the shade number 10 on the same pencil brush, and I'm just going to be running that on the outer parts of my eyes. Then I'm just going to be taking the same shade I used on my lid, number 12, and putting it in the inner corner of my eyes. Then I'm finally going to set my eyebrows with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in the shade Clear. Then with a tiny BH Cosmetics brush, I'm going to be taking MAC Soft and Gentle and putting that in the inner corners of my eyes to complete the look. For my contour, I'm going to be using the Kiko Professional Powder Contour Palette, and I'm going to be taking the two darker shades on my Real Techniques stippling brush. For my highlight, I'm going to be taking MAC Soft and Gentle on an e.l.f. brush. I believe it's the e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm just going to be running on the high points of my face. For my blush, I'm going to be taking Tarte's Party with a Wet n Wild blush brush, and I'm going to be applying that on the apples of my cheeks. Then I'm just going to take my big powder brush and start blending everything together. For my mascara, I'm going to be using Mad Lash Black Mascara by The Balm, and I'm going to be putting it on the top and bottom lashes. For my lip color, I'm going to be taking the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. And finally, to seal all the makeup in, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild Natural Finish Setting Spray and spraying that all over my face. And that completes this tutorial. Now please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.